Welcome to Sport on Singapore. It is the show about all things Singapore sport. Big month of sports, of course, the Singapore Sports Awards. We'll be touching on also the A Division Hockey Finals, the VAS Premier Series 2, as well as some other interesting events that happened this month. But we're going to start off with the Singapore Sports Awards, Duncan. FINA Swimming World Cup, winning for the first time after 6 times being nominated in the category is a big moment for them.
So I do think it was very much well deserved for the FINA Swimming World Championships to finally get that award. As you said, 6 years they've been nominated. I'm sure there was cheers all over the hotel when they were announced as the winners, and rightly so. It has become a truly world-class event. I think the last event there was 382 swimmers altogether, 182 foreign swimmers. So that's always a good indication of how successful a competition is, a tournament is, when foreign swimmers, foreign athletes want to come down, want to take part in this because they know there is a standard, there's a certain mark that meets the quality of an international competition.
Team Singapore also broke 4 national records and won 3 medals at the event. Over 500 sports events in Singapore every year. And of course, M1 Asian Netball Championships winning the local category for the award as well. They specifically had this to say. They said they had very good sponsors which played a big part in helping them to raise the profile, not just of netball, but also of the netballers who participated in the competition. We're going to have a look at the A Division Hockey Finals. Some history being made this year. You know, your JC breaking Victoria Junior College's 16-year dominance in the final to win it for the first time for the girls. And then, of course, for the boys, Raffles dominating the competition from start to finish.
All good runs have to come to an end, and in every sport there is a certain cycle, and there are students who would go to a certain school because they know that they are very strong in a certain sport. But for Eunoia JC to break that record and for them to come out tops, it's always good to see new schools come into it and to put their stamp on a certain sport. So that's great for them. And for the boys, Raffles JC coming out tops. They were dominant the entire season, scored 40 goals, conceded none. So I would say 6-0 in the final. I think they went pretty easy on their opponents, contemplating the fact that they were been dominant the entire season. So congratulations to both sides. And the A Division school finals, always a treat for us.
If you're a fan of school sports, of course, more coverage available this year via One Play Sports, including badminton, volleyball, floorball, and the like. So you do want to check them out. When we come back, we're going to have a look at volleyball in the VAS Premier Cup Series 2.
We are back on Sport on Singapore, the show all things Singapore sport, and let's get into volleyball and the VAS Premier Cup Series 2 of 2019. And it was kind of misery for volley sport, who came in second place in both the men's and women's categories. Spiko coming on top of them, 3 sets to love, and Team Gold the winners in the women's category over volley sports by 3 sets to 1. Now Series 2 is just a step before Series 3. So Series 1 is where the beginner teams go, and then they go on to Series 2, and then the winners, the top 4 of the men's and the top 4 of the women's, make it to Series 3, where there will be invited teams from overseas. So Series 3 is the pinnacle of the Premier Cup, and it's something that we will really look forward to.
The World Para Swimming World Series happened in Singapore earlier this month. It was the first time that Singapore hosted the event. All eyes were on To Wei Song, of course, as he came away with a gold and a silver medal, and also our Paralympic gold medalist Yip Pin Seo coming away with a silver in her backstroke event. Now
records galore were being broken during the World Para Swimming World Series, with 4 world records being broken, 5 Asian, 2 Oceania, and 1 Pan-American record being broken. So it was truly a tournament to be remembered. And speaking of records being broken, there is a new ABL champion, John, and it is not the Singapore Slingers, it is the CLS Knights, who just edged the Slingers 3-2 in the best of 5 series. It was heartbreak losing on home court, but the big thing that I take out from the Slingers run to the final this year is the support that was gathered, that came down to the Sports Hub and just came down in numbers. Tickets were sold out. People were begging for tickets. People were asking me, Duncan, do you have tickets to the Slingers final game? And I said no, because it is packed, and I wish I was there. I was away, but I was keeping up to it on Twitter, and it was just heartbreak for everyone associated with Singapore sport, because it was a great run for them. But I think now they will come back even stronger next season, knowing that they have had the disappointment. They will want to come back and rectify the mistakes.
Coming right up, we're going to have a look at the Singapore Premier League and Singapore football.